So, Senator Rubio, we'll turn the time over to you.
I want to thank Senator Hatch for convening this and everybody for being here. In a moment, I'm going to present you to Ryan Petty and his son Patrick, who are the father and the brother of Elena Petty, who lost her life at Stoneman Douglas High School on the 14th of February. And also Kyle Kashuv, who's a student and has really been involved here over the last week or so in meeting with an impressive array of people across political lines to try to find a solution to this terrible problem that we fear could happen again. About a week ago, I believe the parents, the families, the 17 families impacted by this showed a great example to the nation of how to proceed. They met over a series of hours on a Sunday, and they had to come to a decision about whether they can come together and get behind legislation in Tallahassee, Florida. And for some family members, it didn't go far enough, and for others, it went too far. They had differences of opinions on different provisions. But ultimately, they determined that they would agree on what they could agree on and get those things done, and then continue to work on the other things that they may disagree on. And I think that's an example to the nation, and it's an example to us who work here about how we should proceed. There are things that we agree on, and the notion that we should do everything we can to put in place systems to identify and to stop someone before they commit an act of violence, being a mass shooting or taking their own lives, is something we can all agree on. And the fact that across this country, whether it's in Utah or in the LA school district, there are programs that are successfully doing it, give us a model to follow. And that's what the Stop School Violence Act is about. It is not designed to solve every issue or every problem with regards to this, but it is designed to address the most important part of this. And that is that we have individuals in this country that for various different reasons have committed themselves to taking the lives of other people. And we need to find out who they are, and we need to stop them before they do it. This is a bill that enjoys broad bipartisan support. In a moment, you'll hear from my colleague from Florida, Bill Nelson. But I want to quickly read through the list of the co-sponsors of this bill. Senators Klobuchar and Jones and Collins and Blumenthal, Senator King, the Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, Senator Young, Senator Murphy, Senator Smith, Senator Grassley, Senator Daines, who joins us here today. Obviously, I mentioned Senator Nelson, Senator Peters, the Majority Whip, Senator Cornyn, Senator Moran, Senator Stabenow, Senator Heinrich, Senator Heller, Senator Blunt, Senator Heitkamp, Senator Whitehouse, Senator Cassidy, Senator Roberts, Senator Baldwin, Senator Wyden, Senator Capito, Senator Hoeven, Senator Brown, Senator Portman, Senator Murkowski, Senator Fisher, Senator Udall, Senator Sullivan, and Senator Ernst, who also joins us here today. This is a bill that has growing bipartisan support. We should get behind it, we should pass it, and we should move forward and continue to debate or address the other issues. Because identifying these people before they take action is the most important thing we can do and the most effective thing we can do, and it's something we all agree on. I was asked to give a brief statement just in Spanish, and I'll just do it by saying, brevemente, esta es una ley que ayuda a identificar a las personas que tienen la intención de cometer un acto violento, identificarlos y pararlos antes que tomen esa acción. Y eso es sumamente importante. Hay grandes diferencias sobre diferentes temas, sobre este tema de las armas de fuego, pero una de las cosas que sí estamos todos de acuerdo, de manera bipartidista, es que si podemos identificar a alguien antes que tome acción violenta y pararlos, eso es algo que todos estamos en acuerdo y que debemos hacer lo más pronto posible. And I'm going to introduce now Mr. Petty, who will speak from the family's perspective, and then Kyle, who will speak from a student perspective. I just want to make one last point. This is about schools, but it's not just about schools. When someone has determined that they're going to commit an act of violence, it could be in a school, it could be in a mall, it could be in a movie theater, it could be at an airport, it could be at a stadium. So what we're really focused on here more than anything else is identifying the people that are going to commit a violent act, irrespective of where they're going to commit it, and stopping them before they do it. Ryan Petty, who I've had the opportunity to work with over the last couple of weeks, has been one of a number of the parents who's really stepped forward and taken a lot of time away from his family in a very difficult moment that none of us can imagine. And was one of the leaders, along with Andy Pollock and others, in putting together that coalition that got something done in Tallahassee. And now he's turned his attention here and I want to introduce him to speak to you for a moment. And then after he's finished, Kyle Keshev is going to come up, and he's a student, and he was up here last week, had great meetings across the aisle, met with everybody on both sides, went to the White House, and is going to continue that work this week as well. And so I want you to hear from them as well and their perspective. Brian.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thanks, you guys.
What is the likelihood that you're actually going to get a vote before recess?
You know what?
What's another likelihood of a vote before recess?
Well, I think we're going to get that.
We're very hopeful, and that's what we're pushing for. That's why we're here today. And we hope that you'll go out and report on it and create that level of enthusiasm. The House is going to vote on it this week, so hopefully that continues to give us some momentum to get it done.
Senator, do you think it might go inside the omnibus? Is there any real serious talk about that?
We just want it, we'll see what they line up in terms of the way forward. We're open to anything. We just want to get it done. We want to be able to show progress and build momentum to keep going and do other things. But we think this is a good first step. It's the one that we think we can pass the fastest. And that's not the end of the debate, obviously. But I think you got to take one step before you take the second one.
Here in the back. A question for Senator Rubio and Mr. Petty. All the families in Tallahassee were united together on the gun bill, even if they had disagreements on various things that should happen after Parkland. Have you been in contact with the other families? Do you anticipate getting all 17 on board for this bill or for other pieces of legislation in the coming weeks?
As far as I'm concerned, I've spoken to 3 of the families, Mr. Gutenberg, Mr. Petty, and Mr. Pollack, and I'm hopeful. You know, I've kind of allowed them to focus and wanted them to focus on Tallahassee first and get that done. And now that got done last week, you know, we spoke on Sunday about this and with Mr. Petty, and I've been in contact with Mr. Pollack, and hopefully the families will be able to come together and be supportive of this as well, understanding that for many of the families, they want to do more than just this, and I understand that, and this is in no way walking away from the opportunity to do more. But I think we can all agree that this is important, and this is something we should work on. So hopefully we'll follow that example that was set in Tallahassee. I don't know if you wanted to add anything.